Hi, my name is Wendy. I've actually been with Mary Kay since March of 1998. Honestly, when I started my business, I really was wanting one thing, and that is I wanted to have a family eventually. And I knew that when I did have kids, I wanted to be home with them. And at the time, I was working full-time for an orthodontic office, and I thought that's what I would do until I had those kids and I would be able to stay home with them. Well, I also know one really important thing, and that is in a world at this time right now, it's really hard to live on one income. And so it was really important for me to look for something that I could build and slowly, be able to build it. And then as I was able to start that family, I would be able to stay home with them. And that was really important to me. I really felt like, if my kids were going to have bad habits, I wanted them to be mine and not somebody else's. By being in a daycare and being home with them really was important to me. And one of the trials in life, I guess, is that life doesn't always go the way you want. And one of the things that Mary Kay has given me is the flexibility to be able to try everything under the sun to be able to grow that family. It took us 12 years to adopt our first sweet, wonderful little boy. And honestly, because of Mary Kay, we were able to do that. We were able to have the money to be able to try everything under the sun. And I would say probably the hardest thing for others who have tried to have kids is the money. You don't have enough money to be able to try everything. And we've been able to do so. And with that, we've been able to have a wonderful little boy that I get to be home with now. One of the things I love about Mary Kay is that we get to put our faith first, our family second, and our career third. And I love that my business is flexible, that I can work my business around my family instead of my family around my business. One of the best things that Mary Kay has given me is self-confidence. I've always been outgoing, loud, as you can tell, but I've not always had the best self-image and love of myself. And, I was actually anorexic in high school and got very sick. And one of the best things that Mary Kay gave me was that self-belief in myself, that love, that I can be who I want to be. And you cannot give your children something you do not own. And if you do not have self-confidence, that's something Mary Kay can absolutely build in you. And I always say every woman should do Mary Kay for at least 1 year because of what it does for her self-confidence and personal growth. I love the women that I get to be around. And more than anything, the best thing for me is watching another woman earn her free car. I love getting a free car. I've earned 6 of them, but my favorite memories are the ones where I get to help other women earn their free cars and change their families' lives. I will say Mary Kay has changed my life, and I know it can change yours too. It's the best decision I've ever made for myself.
Hi, my name is Kim, and I have been building my business since 1991. Crazy to think that I have spent more time in Mary Kay than out of Mary Kay. I am so very grateful when I think back to the lady that was so persistent for a whole year. It was my mom's girlfriend in high school, and she just continued to call me and persistently come into my work, and I continued to hide and say I was in the shower when she called. And after about a year, I figured the only way that she was gonna actually quit asking me is if I actually went to one of these crazy Mary Kay meetings. So that was my intention when I went to the Mary Kay meeting, to completely make her leave me alone. And going to that Mary Kay meeting, wow, I found more than I ever thought I would find. What I found is I found self-esteem. And I found that these women were having fun, and they were making big girl paychecks, and they were really driving those free cars. And I became very inspired and intrigued. So I signed up, fast forward a year, because of course I didn't attend trainings after I signed up, because I thought, I don't need to go to trainings, I'm motivated to make money. Well, at 19 years old, I was motivated to make money. I was working 4 jobs as a hairdresser and cleaning houses with my mom and a promotional model. And Mary Kay was the 4th job that I added in. It was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this to make a little extra money. And after about a year, when I finally decided to start attending trainings, my business took off. 4 months later, I earned my first car. 8 months later, I became a director as a single woman, with my very first director check being $8,000. So exciting, driving that famous pink Cadillac. I was so excited that this business really worked. And now I thought, gosh, everybody should just try Mary Kay. And they say you get into Mary Kay, and then Mary Kay gets into you. And that was the year that I went to our famous seminar in Dallas and was crowned Queen of Recruiting out of 15,000 people. I was so very humbled and so very honored. Upon getting a diamond ring and a diamond bumblebee and a Man's Movado watch that I gave to my dad, since he told me to get a real job when I started Mary Kay, so that was kind of fun. So fast forward a few years, and my dad gets sick, and he has 3 months to live. And the support, the sisterhood that I had in Mary Kay with all my friends all around me, and the cards and the flooding of just support all around. In those 3 months, I was able to not work. I had made the same amount of money, but I was able to be by my dad's side for those 3 months until he passed. And now I know he's shining down as an angel. In my career of 24 years, the mentorship, the women that have helped me every step of the way, that is one of my favorite parts, because the 11 cars and the 70 carats and diamonds, those are all amazing. But the people that have held my hand and helped me along the way, I love being able to impact other women by doing that for them too. I am humbled when I think that as a single woman, this business has not only brought me many friends, many great things, but it's allowed me to be able to travel the world with my sister directors on top sales director trips, because Mary Kay really does spoil us. And I love, love, love my Mary Kay. One of my favorite awards that I've earned in Mary Kay is my Diamond Bumblebee. Aerodynamically, a bumblebee shouldn't be able to fly, but it doesn't know that, and so it just flies anyway. And so it pertains to us as women and human beings that if we think we can, and if we think we can't, we will prove ourselves right every time. Thank you, Mary Kay, for changing my life.
Hi, my name is Anna Dokos. I have been with Mary Kay since November of 1998, but technically, I really wasn't selling anything. For the first 4 years of my business, my mother was my only customer. I kind of came out of the world of college softball, made fun of Mary Kay. I only went to the party because I kind of was dating the gal's brother, you know how that works. So I showed up and I saw the pink mirrors and upward circles, and I have to say I thought it was pretty silly, but the product did wonders for me. I came out of dermatologist with 3 or 4 different medications before finally saying, I can't do this. I made fun of it, but again, it worked for my skin. I loved the product, so I asked this gal for a discount, and she looked me dead in the eye and she says, no, if you want your discount, you can sign up and do it yourself. I'm like, well, fine, sign me up, but don't invite me to any meetings. I will never wear a skirt, and all that big jewelry is just hideous. So, yeah, things change, obviously. I enjoyed my discount for 4 years, fell in love with the product, and then I had my daughter, and I was faced with having to go back to work as a teacher, and I really liked her. I wanted to stay home. So I did the walk of shame to that gal, and I said, basically, would you train me? And she said, yes, I will. Because I watched her. She was driving her second free car and making more money than I was, and I have a master's degree. So, no brainer. She trained me. A year later, I waddled in, very pregnant with my second, to pick up my very first free car, and the following year became a sales director. I decided, looking back, that I didn't like all that big jewelry because it wasn't on me. Now I love it. I'm very proud to tell people that I make more money now with Mary Kay than I ever made as a teacher. And I don't mean to say that to necessarily impress you, but to impress upon you how wonderful this career can be. I call myself a work-from-home mom. I work maybe 10 hours a week, driving my 6th free car. It doesn't get any better than that.
Hi, my name is Courtney Morgan. I started my Mary Kay business in 2013. Prior to Mary Kay, I ran the family business full-time. I am a mom of 4, and I never thought that Mary Kay was for me. If you had asked me, in 2013, if I was going to be doing Mary Kay, I would say, no, thank you. I'm college educated, I make a 6-figure income, no, thank you. We have a plan. And what I found is that even though my husband and I have 2 professional incomes, we were not happy. And I think that Mary Kay comes into everybody's life at exactly the right time. We have this philosophy in Mary Kay where it's faith first, family second, and career third. And for me, I realized that Mary Kay was really to save my marriage. My husband was managing this really big warehouse. He was never home. He worked 50 to 60 hours. And I ran the family business with my 4 kids, and I had a terrible teenager and a terrible toddler, and I needed a break. And I thought that if I was to get a divorce, I would get a break, and he would have to take the kids 50% of the time. And then Mary Kay came into my life, and there was this girl that did this facial, and she was so happy and so bubbly, and I just thought, oh my gosh, like what do I have to lose? $100 for a starter kit's not gonna break me. And what I found was that my husband kept telling me, he goes, Courtney, did you ever think that the $100 starter kit would change our lives? And to be really honest, I bought the kit because it was a good deal, and what I got out of it was so much more. In 2012, prior to my Mary Kay, we had to pay extra taxes. Now, I have 4 children, I own my own house, I had every single write-off possible, and what ended up happening was my husband got this really big bonus at his job, and it absolutely nailed us in taxes. And so paying an additional $7,500 was so hard for us. The next year, I had my Mary Kay business for about 6 months, and we got $12,000 back. We made 1.5 times more money than we did the year before. And I don't tell you that story to boast or brag, but I tell you that story because it doesn't matter that my husband and I have 2 professional incomes. We make well over 6 figures. It matters how much money we keep, because you see, we live paycheck to paycheck. And it wasn't that we were like living vicariously, like we were spending a lot of money. It was, we have a lot of kids. And so what I found with my Mary Kay business is that I have been able to retire my husband with his 6-figure income with my Mary Kay. I've wrapped up every single car possible. So it went from all 3 levels of cars, from the Chevys to the BMW to that sexy pink Cadillac. And I absolutely love, love, love what the confidence and the clarity that I have with my sister sales directors and how it fills my cup. The confidence I have in the women that I lead and mentor and in my kids is priceless, and I thank Mary Kay every day for it.